Hello! So before I get into the review itself, I thought I would show you the various adjustments that I had to make. Now the very first thing that I did was to put the extra holes into the straps, and the picture that is at the end of the unboxing video was taken practically straight away. And you can clearly see that the ends of the straps had already started to curl forward. So that was definitely a job that needed doing.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess you've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin', and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin', and you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a-changin'. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing, and you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah, and what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
So on Bank Holiday Sunday, hubby and I went down to Rochester for the Sweeps Festival, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to try out my new boots. We'd gone literally 100 metres from our house up the hill towards the railway station when I realised two things. The first was that I had somewhat overstuffed the toes, and where my feet were moving in the boots, my big toe was banging against the cotton wool. The other thing was that the back of my instep support was obviously too wide for the heel of the boot, and it was slowly working its way up my foot. It has to be said it was the most uncomfortable sensation. However, it was an easy enough fix. As soon as we were on the train, I whipped the boots off, the instep supports came out, I pulled a wodge of cotton wool out and reshaped the cotton wool that was left in the toe, and wore the boots for the rest of the day. I was a little concerned that I would have a problem with my metatarsal phalangeal joint, known to the rest of you as the bunion joint, because in very flat shoes that's where I tend to get a lot of pain. But it was not to be. We left the house, I suppose, about 9:30. So the boots were on from 9 o'clock Sunday morning until we got back at, 6:30, 7 o'clock that evening. Now, I'm not going to say that it wasn't an absolute joy and relief to take them off, because it was, but then it's an absolute joy and relief to take off any pair of shoes that you've been wearing that long. The high street in Rochester is cobbled, so it can be a little bit precarious for some shoes and boots. I had no problems at all. The sole is extremely slippery. It's completely flat. There's nothing on that surface at all. So I might at some point in the future just have a new sole put on them that's got a little bit more grip. But other than that, they were so nice to wear. There are a couple of issues. So here are my boots unlaced, and as you can see on my good leg, the tongue of the boot is wandering off to the outside of my foot. Now I can correct this obviously when I lace them up, because I have got the little bit that the lace goes through, but what that means is that I will end up with a pleat at the bottom of the tongue where it joins the foot. Not a huge issue, just a little one. On my bad leg, however, the issue goes the other way. The tongue is wandering in towards the inside of my foot, and again I will end up with a little pleat in the leather at the bottom of the tongue where it joins the boot. Here are the boots fully done up, and here is my other slight issue. The bottom strap on my bad foot does not cover the joint between the main boot and the tongue. It's as if this buckle is just, I don't know, half an inch, maybe an inch too far up the boot. So it's not covering that join. I have got a little bulge here as a result of that, but to be fair, I have got a little bulge on the other side as well, although it's not quite so pronounced. So yes, I have a little nitpick of the wandering tongues and the misplaced boot strap, but to be fair to the Gothic Shoe Company, both my feet are not only quite odd sizes but somewhat peculiar shapes too, so that may just be as a result of my anatomy rather than any mistake on their part. That said, they are the most fabulous and comfortable boots. They've already started to mould themselves to the shape of my foot. They're just lovely. I cannot fault the Gothic Shoe Company. Their service has been fantastic from beginning to end, and I have no doubt if I were to just point out those little issues to the people up at the Gothic Shoe Company, they'll be able to put them right for the next pair of boots that I order, and believe me, I will be ordering them. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Until the next time, take care. Bye.